Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of In Distress, a podcast where I talk about nonsense in the comfort of my childhood bedroom. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've recorded this episode like 5 times, and the last one was I did 20 minutes, and then I was like, I think I went a little too hard in the paint on this one thing I was talking about. So we're gonna axe that, and we're gonna try again. We're gonna try this one last time. I doubt that this episode will be long because I don't really have it in me. Let's talk about that actually. Let's talk about that. Hold on, let me move the mic a little cuz I need to lean back a bit. I have had a pretty bizarre week. The other day I had a meeting at work. Pretty sure I'm not who's talking about this, but well, it's fuck that job at this point, isn't it? I had two white people, telling me, it's just you don't want to see this, you don't want to do this, you don't want to see it happen, but you guys will be losing your jobs. Not as soon as I thought it was going to be, but it is happening. Yes. And it was super weird because it was like they were sitting there and they were like sad. And I was just kind of sitting there like, girl, why are you sad? Like, you're keeping your job. Like, I understand in theory that letting people go is tough. That's tough. But that's still not you though. So I'm not really understanding that one. Weird time. I'm going to be honest. Every time I come on here, I try to be entertaining, I'm like, I'm really going to come on here, give high energy. It's going to be great. And I'm just so bored with my life. And not like in a depressed way. Like, not like that. Like, it's getting dark. Not that way. Just in like, I was really thinking this week while I was sick with my COVID, which COVID tests aren't free anymore. I'd like to wake that up. The government just decided that's not really a thing anymore. So I'm going to actually put the prices of the COVID test somewhere on the screen. But they were between $20 and $200. So there's that. We have the whole Trump versus Biden presidential election rematch, I guess, which is really crazy when you think about it. Because how the hell are two old white men about to have an old man off? And that's the best we can do. I think that we as a country need to have like a little bit more shame. I do. I think we need to have a little bit more shame about that. Because to me, that borders on pitiful. You know what I mean? At least to me. I'm just kind of like, damn, this is the best that we've got. I think that that's more telling. I think that that's more telling than whoever wins, honestly. Yeah. Access to healthcare and the lack thereof, lack of access really at this point. The economy, pretty bad. Job market, that's pretty bad. I've been looking for jobs. Only jobs available to me are really just warehouse jobs, really. And it's not necessarily that I just find it really interesting that people who have less People who aren't rich, people who aren't in the 1%, people who aren't upper class are the people who have to give up stuff all the time. Like, I went to college to do what I do on the internet right now. But I don't get to have the option to have a job that I'm passionate about. No. I have to just take whatever's available. And I just have to make that okay. Really makes you think. Because I was actually on TikTok and I saw a video of Oprah Winfrey on Jimmy Kimmel. And she was talking about how she bought Stevie Wonder. Yes, Stevie Wonder. That's Stevie Wonder. A car. Because he said he wanted it. And because he sang her happy birthday at her 50th birthday. And I was like, wow. Isn't that some shit? Isn't that some shit? Really? Isn't that some shit? Celebrities have absolutely no problem sharing their wealth amongst each other. I'm not about to sit here and be like the money police. Like, obviously do whatever with your money, but this is the problem. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. But celebrities are sharing their wealth and spending money on each other. And again, like, and here's the problem. Here's what the real problem is. If I had money, if I hit the lottery tomorrow, I told my friends this, I'm paying off my student loans. I'm paying off my friends' student loans. I'm buying myself a very modest home. I don't need a mansion. I don't need to live above my means. Like, I'm buying a regular home because at this point, having a house is actually not something I'm seeing without extreme help. The houses down the street from where I've grown up in this house are going for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And people are moving into them. Not because all of them have the money, because I'm sure not all of them do. But a lot of people are in credit card debt. I was actually on TikTok. And you know what? There was this TikTok about this girl who was talking about her credit card or something and how she wants to pay it off. And people were in the comments like, yeah, hold on. Sorry. The cough is still bad from the COVID, of course. Anywho, I was in the comments and people were talking about how much credit card debt that they're in. Me personally, I don't let my credit card get over like $375, $400, just because my credit limit is like $2,500, but I would never obviously spend that much money because if I can't pay my credit card bill, actually, tip, this is not financial advice or whatever the disclaimer needs to be for that. If you can't afford to pay off your credit card bill with one check from your job, don't spend over that. Like, literally, don't spend over what one single check at your job could help you pay off of a credit card. Not only that, but you need to be paying more than the minimum. If your minimum is $35, you need to be paying over $35 a month on that. Like, if you just do the principal, that's why the interest is growing and it feels like you're not paying anything off. Like, my dad told me, always do the minimum plus something. So I do minimum plus $15. Anywho. But credit card debt that's actually valid because A lot of people can't afford to pay groceries. Yeah, people are setting up Klarna payments for their groceries. And you know what's really been crazy to me? Knowing these things, and then I grew up amongst a lot of white people, as I've discussed before, and it's really crazy to grow up with people who have like family money. And to really, it's honestly crazy to grow up in the South because a lot of people have family money and like you just aren't aware of how many people have family money and are like fairly well off until you're like, they're inviting you over to their houses for their birthdays and you're like, oh, this is how you're living. I had no clue. I didn't know that. Wow. I was always shocked anytime, for the most part, that I went to somebody else's house. Girl. Wow. It's getting serious. It is. In other news, I have a viral TikTok. Well, I wouldn't say viral, but she's up there. I have a screenshot. I'm going to put it on the screen. I made a TikTok about Kate Middleton and how she's missing. And I have gotten a lot of followers off of that, a lot of likes, a lot of views. Like, I'm like, wow, so proud of my work. At the same time, I feel like an absolute fraud, though, because that's not the content I make. I just hopped on the trend. Like, I saw a funny tweet. I said, green screen, giggle, giggle, key. I'm like, wow. Wow. Is this it? Like, moreover, I'm really struggling right now because I told you guys I'm bored. Not in the way of like, oh, I'm just gonna die. No. In the way of like the way that we're supposed to be measuring our success in life is literally go to high school, graduate, maybe go to college, go to trade school, I don't know. Maybe just have a job or not, whatever you got going on. Have a kid, get married, not necessarily in that order, not necessarily not in that order. Then raise the kid. Go to work. Die. That's it. And I'm like, who wouldn't be bored at that? Like, I was really sitting in my room and I was like, wow, this is it. Really makes you think. And then I'm like, well, yeah, if that's what the quote unquote American dream is, yeah, of course I'm waiting until I'm like 30 to do that. Why the fuck would I do that at 22? No shade to the people who are doing that at 22. It's just me personally, girl, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm shocked that so many people are doing it. Honestly, I think that that's been the most shocking thing. People are really getting married at this pivotal time, at this crucial time in life. And I'm like, wow. To have your shit maybe sort of kind of figured out at 22, 23. What a blessing that must be. But actually, at the same time, again, some of these people just have access to things I don't, that I have never had access to. Like, wow, what it must be like to have grown up and both your parents went to college. Whoa. Girl, I didn't even know people were taking ACTs and SATs, girl. I was out here vibing. Like, I'm the first person in my family to graduate college. Like, girl. Didn't have a clue. Went in there, winged it. By the grace of God, got into college. Now I'm here. Graduated pretty high up there. Summa cum laude, like pretty real tea. Real tea, but damn. Sometimes I ask myself, girl, how did you do it? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. And we're still just chugging along. I think that's the worst part. We're still just sitting here like, well, I did everything I was supposed to do. Went to college, did well in college, and what do I have to show for it? I mean, I did what I said I was going to do. Like I said, I was going to go to college, and I wanted to be able to do creative media stuff and not need somebody else to help me do it. I did that. I'm doing that right now. I'm like, wow, like, so this is it, huh? Do people have it figured out? This is it? Like, it's really crazy. Some days I'm like, wow, like life is so great. We're having a good time. And then there's other times when I'm like, damn, this is it. This is it. Anywho, I did want to show you guys something. I painted this the other day. If you're watching the video version, getting exclusive content, I painted this the other day. Isn't it so cute? Wow. I painted and I was like, I did my big one here. Like, wow. It's so abstract. Honestly, look at her. I did some of my best work here. Some of my best work. So cute. I was like, I have to show this to the podcast last week, but I could barely breathe last week. So there was that. Also, I got this book the other day, ordered it, Brave New World. Super excited to read her. I'm not gonna lie, I started falling asleep the first few pages. It takes me a minute to get into the groove of the read, you know? But I was like, you know what? We're here. I was like, yeah, we're here, and it's giving me something else to do than stare at my phone and play 2K. So, small victories, I guess. Anywho. Also, you know what? I think somebody may be writing an article about a TikTok I made. The other day I made a TikTok and I was like, girl, why did we stop using the second window at the drive-thru? And I got a lot of views on that TikTok. Again, accidental completely. I just be on there yapping because nobody really pays attention to anything I say anyways. So I'm just like, girl, might as well just get on here and yap. And if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Keep it pushing. And I think that is exactly what I'm supposed to be going into. I'm supposed to be going into the creative process thinking. Just get out there and vibe. Just get out there and vibe. Now, if I could get myself to just go out there and vibe when it comes to this music, I'd be unstoppable, I think. That's just me, though. Because what's crazy is my, like, music TikToks do well. And really, that's what I wanted to come on here and yap about this week. I don't really know if I'll be promoting this video because I just feel like I come on here to be entertaining and have fun, and then like it's a really tall task to come on here and every video to be great every week. Tall task, hard ask, honestly. And oh yeah, also talking about the lottery. We'll get back to that. I struggle. I do. I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot what I was talking about. Wow, that's crazy. Because I started thinking about the lottery. I said tall ask, tall task. Tall task, hard ask. It was, what was it? This is what the problem is. I just be on here yapping. Stream of consciousness bad. Oh yeah, the music. I just feel like I am not at all doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. I I'm not to get all whoop whoop on people, not to get all weird. But I am a Christian girly, grew up believing in the big guy upstairs. And the other day I was just really beat up because I just really thought I was losing my job a lot sooner than I am. I'm still losing it, so it's not happening, but it's happening a little bit slower, at a slower pace. Okay, at more of a walk than a run. More of a brisk walk too. You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of like, okay, like we're here, we're vibing. The problem is that, sometimes he'll talk to you, when literally sitting over there begging, pleading. I was like, God, I just need you to like give me like a little bit of peace on this whole losing my job thing, because I feel like I'm actually gonna explode and lose my mind. Um, and you know what? The next day I woke up, I got that peace. Not only that, got a good omen. That's when my TikTok was doing numbers, like numbers I hadn't seen before. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we're on to something. We're on to something. And like, that's really great and everything. But again, the problem being that I used to actually cry myself to sleep at night because I would just I would just beg God. I would go to church and people would always, in the pastor and in the Bible and everything, we'd always talk about your purpose in life. And obviously, it's a really big topic for anybody at any age, I think, to ask and wonder what my purpose in life is. Like, what is my purpose? What I'm supposed to be doing here? And ooh, girl. Since I was younger, I was always like, dang, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to go out there and do it. And I actually read a little bit, I never finished it, of The Alchemist. And there's like a line in there that's like, you always, like, you've known what you're supposed to do. Something along the lines of like, you know what you're supposed to do from a very young age. But it's people, like, and like as you get older and over time, like other people's ideas of what you should do or what you're supposed to be doing conflict with like the dream or like the thing that you love and you're passionate about. And then as life goes on, you find that again, but a lot of times you're much older when you finally, like figure out what you were supposed to be doing, and you kind of beat yourself up about not doing that and not spending the time to do that. And I just remember reading that, like, I want to say like my freshman year of college. And, when I was younger, there was this one time I was praying, and I'm telling you, I would just cry myself to sleep at night. And I was like, I just don't know what my purpose on earth is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And talking to God, something I've noticed, it's never quite exactly how you think it's going to be. I think the way that it's talked about, and the way it happens, they're very different things, and maybe it happens for different people in different ways. But for me, it's never a voice, really. Never a voice, more of a feeling, a very sure feeling. Which is why for me personally, I don't question like whether or not I think God is real. Like that man has literally spoken to me two, 3 times over the occasion of my life. Not something that happens 24/7, no, but happens. And so, like, he gave me my answer. He was like, yeah, that thing that you've always wanted to do, that dream you have for your life, like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And, literally sat in my room crying, shaking, crying. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow. Because, like, the first time you hear God talk to you, crazy stuff. You're like, girl, was that him? I don't know, for real. That could have been anybody. It wasn't anybody, girl. Hold on. It's like, that could have been anybody, girl. Could have been the devil yapping. Not you. Very different feeling, actually. Very different feeling. And then, some years went on, and I just don't be listening, girl. I just don't be listening. It's kind of like when your parents give you advice or tell you something and then you don't like actually listen or do it until like you've experienced the bad part of the opposite of what they told you to do, right? It's like that. And so then, like I'm just walking around, moping around in life for many years, like I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And it's like, girl, you were literally told what you were supposed to be doing. Like, stop dragging those feet and do what you're supposed to be doing. And even now, I'm still not doing it. And I'd be mad at me 24/7. I'm like, girl, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Just go out there and do it. But I'm always overthinking everything. I'm always, I'm just not good enough to do it. So, no. That wasn't what you're supposed to know. That wasn't the assignment. The assignment was to go and do what you were supposed to be doing, and you haven't even tried to do it yet. And that's why this year, I told myself I'm going to be living outside of fear. And that's why I told myself anything can happen in a year and all of these things, because I'm actively priming myself to just sit there and do the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, you fail and you do something else. Failing and doing something else, figuring out something else to do is a lot better than not trying at all. Like, I'd be sitting here trying to give myself a pep talk. I'd be giving other people pep talks about stuff. And I never listen to myself. I never listen. I'm just hard-headed. I need to tighten up. I'm 22. I'm not getting any younger. It's time to tighten up. I think that this is what I needed. I needed to look at me while I said this. That's what I needed. I'm going to tighten up and do better. Anyways, back to the lottery thing. I'm not really one who really wants to sit here and tell people what they need to do with their money. Obviously, I don't really got money like that. So, anywho, but it's always just like, for me, like I just get confused to, like, again, just celebrities living beyond their means. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, if I literally won the lottery tomorrow, buy myself a modest home. I would pay for my student loans. I pay for my friends' student loans. I would buy myself a car, but like a regular car, not like nothing crazy. Like, I probably maybe a Genesis and then like a regular car, like a Honda Civic or something, like as like a backup car. But like Honda Civic, like a sports one though, because those are cute. And then that would be it. Like, and then I would put money into like the things I like. I maybe have like, I really want to, like, it'd be really cool to have a media company. I think that'd be cool. And like not give money, but like invest in people's like passion projects and stuff, like different movies and stuff like that. Like, I think it'd be cool to act. That'd be really cool. That'd be fun. Yeah. But I would do that, invest in other people's dreams and their stories and stuff. And because I love movies, like I love movies so much. I love like a good TV show, limited series, stuff like that. Because I feel like there's a lot to learn from media, especially because like I feel like I learned a lot of things from media and it's helped me become the person that I am now. So it's like, of course I would want other people to have access to really great media, like not just 10 episodes every 3 years from Netflix TV show. Like, girl, nobody got time for that. Like, really push the pavement, do the stuff. And I feel like that would be really cool. But then outside of that, and like maybe investing some of it, I would just put it into the community, like, and not like put it in the community in an annoying way, like just give it to random charities, like actually like have like I think it'd be really cool to have like a program for people who are unhoused and like have a center for them, not like a shelter necessarily, like, because I feel like we have those, obviously, like those are necessary things, but those aren't long-term things. I think it would be cool to maybe have like a center in some areas that are like the projects or lower income areas, and have financial classes so that, like when people go and they make money, or, go to trade school, learn a trade or something, like they know how to use their money and like how to keep their money, and stuff like that. Like a lot of the problems that are in America, especially when it comes to people who are like unhoused or live in the projects or on like, you know, like different like government programs and stuff like that. A lot of it comes down to like the education behind that. So like if you're able to have financial literacy, and then maybe like, like have like college courses, and have like, and not only just have college courses as an option, but like have free options, like, like you're in this program, you come down to the center and you become financially literate or whatever, and like help them pay for classes, help them pay for school, stuff like that, and try to help them get out of that situation if that's what they want to do. But like I said, like I think there needs to be more. It just needs to be more than just like a short term answer for things. Like a lot of times, like I've talked about before, like that cycle of poverty continues for generations, but not only just because people don't see that there can be more than that version of life that they're living, but also that like, like there's more to life than just trying to get out of something by having your kid play sports or something. Like there are other options, and like they just need access to those options a lot of the time. So I think that would be really cool. So I would definitely like figure out how to have like how to be able to like give housing to people who are homeless, but like for a longer term or like a longer period of time than just people lined up around the block and we're out of beds and we have to turn people away. Like I think it'd be cool to like not necessarily have like an apartment building for them to live in, but like I don't really know. There's still like things to work out in that sense, but like when I think about like things that I want to do and like how I would want to give back to the community, it's definitely stuff like that. I think it's also like youth development programming, and again like yes, like doing and being good at sports and stuff is cool, it's important, it's fun, it's what kids enjoy, but also like it's a lot more than that. Like it's education, yes, but it's also a lot more than education. It's also about understanding the importance of relationships, and having boundaries, creating boundaries. Like some people need access to, like therapists and stuff, and obviously access to healthcare and things like that. Like I would do stuff like that. Like I would want to give the money back to that. Like again, I don't want to live above my means. I don't think anyone should live above their means, but hey, people do what they want to do. Again, like I would just want like people a lot of times do talk about money doesn't buy you happiness, and it doesn't. Like there's nothing that you can buy that's going to make you happy long term. Like I think a lot of happiness in life comes from experiences and comes from, honestly, like a lot of times if you're not suffering from like medical or like like if you're not suffering from like something that can like is actively can stop you from experiencing joy and happiness and regulating emotions on your own. I think that a lot of your happiness comes from your experiences and like the people that are around you, and like the the value that you have for life. Like I think you can only be as happy as like you value life. Like I value life a lot because there's so much that I can learn, and there's so many people that I can meet, and like I want to learn, I want to be better, I want to understand people, like I want to like, I just want to like be in the world with people, and I want to be hopeful for the future and stuff like that. Like that's how I view life and how I view my life. But yeah, money doesn't buy you happiness, but money would take away a lot of stressors. And I think that people don't necessarily like to acknowledge that part, because it's a lot easier to say, money doesn't buy you happiness. You have to go and do da 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 da. That's true, but I would be a lot happier, or I would be a lot more happier more often if I wasn't always stressed about, oh, I have a credit card payment, I have a bill, I have medical stuff that I need to pay off, medical bills. Like, if I could remove some of those stressors, yes. Like, money can't buy you happiness, but money can definitely get rid of a lot of the things that I stress about and stop me from being happy. I feel like that's fair. That's fair. And if I had the money, again, modest living, I would try to live a modest life. Like, just a house, nothing too fancy, nothing too big. I don't need all that. Just one person, have maybe like 2-3 bedrooms, a car, a backup car in case something happens to the regular car. That's it. The rest, we're putting in work doing something else. Like, and that's why it's really hard and has been really hard lately to like be like, oh, this celebrity, I really like them, they're really great, XYZ. Like, it's really hard to really enjoy a celebrity these days. They're making it very hard. They are. But yeah, I guess I had something else. Like, there was something else here, but I don't really feel like talking about that. So I'm not gonna. But anyways, this episode, it wasn't like, oh my God, super fun, but like I was here, like I showed up today, maybe hopefully next week I'll be giving excited to be alive. If not, we'll run back an episode like this again. But you know what? Regardless, I'm here. We're here together. It's going to be great. It's going to be a time. And I appreciate you guys for listening. Yeah, this was fun. I'll be back next week, guys. New episodes every Saturday. All of my social media is linked below. Yeah, gonna go out there and do big things. And honestly, like if you have like a purpose or a passion for your life, or you want to figure out what that is, I definitely think you should do that. I think you should ask yourself what makes you happy and go and do those things. I know that we also have like regular things that we have to do. Like you have to go to work and you have to pay the bills and you have to do these things because a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, especially I am part-time. I'm part-time too. No health benefits, no nothing, no dental. I really need some new glasses. I need a lot of things. I need an eye exam. My eyesight's getting worse. It is. But we're out here and we're alive, and I think sometimes that just has to be enough for the day, like, we woke up today, eyes opened, I breathed in, I breathed out. Sometimes that just has to be enough. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the bare minimum has to be enough. But yeah, I'm going to go and hopefully be doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And I'll be back next week, every Saturday. Audio up at 7 a.m. The video version, hopefully, pray to God, it's up by 5. It's up by 5. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys next week. I'll see ya. Bye.